Hey everybody, Juice Boy here from Juice 101. Today I want to make a very special juice. Originally I was going to make apple, kale, grapefruit and celery juice, but I ran out of kale, so I decided to balance it with a little bit of other green elements here. So I have some parsley instead, some romaine lettuce and some spinach, and I'm going to add some beets to this juice just to kind of like play the color a little bit to the two, and some carrots too. So this takes it to be almost like a completely different juice, but you can see how beautiful the array of different colors and vegetables and fruits that we have here, from the grapefruit to the celery, all different ranges. So I'm going to start right away. This is an amazing juice to drink in the morning. Obviously you'll need a masticating juicer for this juice, because we're dealing with some leafy produce here like the parsley and the spinach. It goes in perfectly. I have around a cup of spinach here. So we'll push that into the juicer. And you can see first the green juice comes out, and then I'm going to add some of the other vegetables. You can add some lemon to that. Because I'm using grapefruit today, I think that it might be unnecessary to add lemon to the juice. You know, I always like to add lemon to a juice, but when you add another citrus in the game, you know, sometimes it gets kind of competitive between the lemon and the grapefruit, so you want to make sure you balance it between the two. So we're pretty much done with that. I'm going to move to the romaine lettuce here, one leaf at a time. The juicer loves romaine lettuce, so it chews it very quickly. Perfect. You can hear the juicer chewing. That's really a nice sound of, like, you know, as if the juicer eats the food for you and transforms it to a juice. That might not be the best analogy, but you know, that's pretty much what it is. So I'm going to add the beets now in, and that's going to completely transform the color of the juice here. You'll see this will become something very different from what we were just seeing. And the color of my hands too, probably. And sometimes when you add too much at a time to the juicer, the juicer gets out of position, so you need to play with the reverse and forward. And you see it took such 1 minute, less than a minute, a few seconds to get it back into position, you know, that's all. And now you see this, the juicer is juicing the kale, the beet. And you see sometimes with the beet is too hard for it, so you have to reverse it and go back. And sometimes it gets out of the locked position, so you have to put it back in position and simply juice it. That's that simple. I'm going to move to the apple now that I've done with the beet. I'm going to save the grapefruit for later, because the grapefruit kind of going to clean the juicer with the acidity of the citrus. Apples are lined to come out of the juicer. I'm going to help the juicer a little bit here. Well, this is a classic example of, like, you know, when you work with a masticating juicer, sometimes it's not, you know, it's not as smooth as when you work with a centrifugal juicer. It's simply in and out, in and out. But what it does give you is the advantage of really reversing and like, this is slow juicing. It's a different process. It's a completely different process. It yields much more juice, and that was, you know, that wasn't planned, that kind of like reverse through the juicer and all of that stuff. But I'm happy that it happened, because this is an example that you can see how, you see sometimes the juicer, some produce is very easy for it, like leafy things. Harder things, the juicer is, that's not its strength, but it still does a good job. You see. And as I said, I'm going to save the grapefruit for later. So this is really beautiful. I love grapefruit juice, and it really is such a nice addition with any. I'm going to let the juicer run for a bit so all the juice gets out of here. I'm going to get a cup from here, and I'm going to taste it for you guys, because this is my breakfast basically. You see everything comes out nicely out of the juicer, really beautiful. Want to let it all work nice so that all the pulps come out, you know, so we are ready to reuse the juicer, clean it up. It's easier if you let it run for a second. Okay, so we're pretty much done here. And I'm going to pour myself a nice serving of this amazing juice. You can see the beet pretty much dominates the color, but not the flavor necessarily, just a very prominent color. So don't be intimidated by the beet juice here, it's just a flair. Amazing. Keep on juicing. Mixed green juice, I call this juice.